Have you ever wondered what would happen if you spent 5 seconds on Uranus? Picture this: a planet, some 19 times the distance from the Sun as our Earth, shrouded in mystery and extreme conditions. Today, we delve into the science and the extraordinary circumstances that would ensue if a human were to spend a mere 5 seconds on this distant, icy giant. By the end of this video, you will know why a trip to Uranus might not be the best idea for your next vacation. First, let's talk about the atmospheric conditions on Uranus. Now, imagine the most bitterly cold winter night you've ever experienced. Multiply that feeling by about 1,000 and you're still not quite there. Uranus's atmosphere is incredibly harsh and cold, predominantly made up of molecular hydrogen and helium, with just a hint of methane. This methane gives Uranus its distinctive blue-green hue. But don't let the serene colors fool you. Beneath this peaceful exterior lies an environment of extreme temperatures, reaching as low as negative 370 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than any temperature ever recorded on Earth. Add to this the high-speed winds that whip around the planet at speeds of up to 560 miles per hour, and the immense pressure that's far beyond anything we experience on Earth. Without the right protective gear, a human wouldn't stand a chance. So, if you were to step foot on Uranus, you'd immediately feel the chilling cold and the hurricane-like winds. Next, consider the gravitational pull on Uranus. Picture it. The gravity there is slightly less than what we're used to here on Earth. To put it into perspective, if you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you'd weigh about 92 pounds on Uranus. That's right, you'd be a bit lighter. Now, this lesser gravity would have a noticeable impact on your movement. Walking might feel like a combination of hopping and floating, an entirely new experience indeed. Your steps would be longer and your jumps higher, but maintaining balance could be a challenge. The long-term impact on your physical health could be significant too. Prolonged exposure to low-gravity environments can lead to muscle atrophy and bone density loss. But don't worry, we're only spending 5 seconds on Uranus, remember? In just 5 seconds, you'd feel lighter, but also struggle to keep your balance due to the unfamiliar gravitational pull. But where exactly would you be standing on Uranus? An intriguing question, isn't it? You see, Uranus, just like its gaseous cousins, lacks a definitive solid surface. Instead, it's a swirling, churning mass of gases and ice, making footing as we know it nearly impossible. Now imagine, if you were to try and plant your feet on this gas giant, what would happen? You wouldn't find a solid ground to greet your soles. Rather, you'd start sinking, falling into the seemingly endless depths of the planet. Unlike the familiar pull of gravity on Earth, you'd be pulled deeper into the planet's core, with no solid surface to halt your descent. As you plunge deeper, the pressure around you would escalate exponentially. From the weight of the planet's dense atmosphere above you, the pressure would be so intense that it could crush you. So, within those 5 seconds, you'd be sinking into the planet, with the crushing pressure around you. So what's the final verdict on spending 5 seconds on Uranus? Well, let's revisit the key points we've explored. First, we examined the atmospheric conditions of Uranus, a gas giant with a thick, swirling atmosphere primarily composed of hydrogen and helium with a dash of methane. This gives the planet its distinctive blue hue, but it also results in extreme temperatures, dropping to a staggering minus 200 degrees Celsius. Not exactly a tropical vacation, is it? Next, we ventured into the realm of gravity. Uranus, being a massive planet, has a gravity that is about 90% of Earth's. This means if you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you'd weigh around 90 pounds on Uranus. So, while you might feel a bit lighter, you'd still be firmly grounded. Then, we took a look at the lack of a solid surface on Uranus. This giant ball of gas doesn't have a solid surface for us to stand on. Instead of land, you'd encounter layers of dense, hot gas and strange forms of water that behave like both a liquid and a solid. These factors make it abundantly clear that a human could not survive on Uranus without specialized protection. The extreme cold, differing gravity, and lack of solid ground present formidable challenges. While the idea of visiting Uranus may sound exciting, it's clear that without specialized equipment and protection, those 5 seconds could be your last. But isn't it fascinating to imagine what it would be like?